Hello everyone, Dr. Shado here. I'm just doing a quick blog update this week, pretty much because, well, besides I don't have too much time to do anything still, but I also missed quite a few things last week, and, well, not last week. Last week was Decker and Dragons. That's another thing that I need to bring up. But last time I did a blog update, there were a few things I really should have brought up, and there's a couple things now that should be addressed. So, starting from the top, Aliens Colonial Marines. I haven't played it. I don't have it yet. I know that's probably a shock. It's not that I don't want to play it, even though from what I hear, there's a lot of complaining about the game, about the story, about the gameplay, and I don't know what to think because I personally have not played it. The fact that it got slammed by reviewers didn't shock me in the least, to be quite honest, simply because it was a Gearbox and Sega game. How many Gearbox and Sega games, just Gearbox and Sega on their own, get slammed by reviews? A lot! People say, oh, well, yeah, Gearbox did Duke Nukem Forever. They finished that off, and that sucked. But Borderlands is awesome. Borderlands 2 got slammed by reviewers. Gearbox games generally aren't reviewed well, nor are Sega games. So hearing Sega and Gearbox together, I pretty much knew the game was going to get shit reviews. So that didn't surprise me at all. So I personally don't know how good of a game it is, honestly, because that's how I view things. I'm very forgiving with games. I don't care about what the vision of it should have been. I don't care what people were expecting of it. I don't even care if it matches a genre. The only thing I care about is it fun? Is it entertaining? And, I mean, speaking of Gearbox and Sega, Duke Nukem Forever, and Sonic Unleashed. I really enjoyed Duke Nukem Forever. It was not, it wasn't worth waiting 14 years for. Nothing is. It couldn't have possibly been worth waiting 14 years. And same thing with Aliens Colonial Marines. That was also something in development for quite a while, so I'm certain there are plenty of people saying, it wasn't worth that wait. Don't judge it based on how long you were waiting. Unless you have to wait a certain amount of time every time you turn the game on, then it's directly linked to the game. So, yeah, load times, you can judge it on that. But just how long the development was, especially extended developments and rebuilds and everything, that really, you can't judge something based on that. People do constantly, so... Yeah, Duke Nukem Forever, had plenty of things that really weren't great, should say it that way. But a lot of things I found plenty entertaining with it. It was an okay game. It was a nice thing to get at a bargain. And the problem was everyone wanted it to be this super massive AAA title, and it wasn't. It was a alright kind of way to waste your time. But since it wasn't the supermassive AAA title, it all automatically had to be the worst fucking thing possible. And I'm thinking that's kind of the same feeling I'm getting from the Aliens Colonial Marines thing, is it's not the most awesome thing ever made, so it's the worst piece of shit anyone has ever done. There are other options. In fact, most things do not fall into such extremes. I'm sure you've noticed in my reviews, I give a lot of things 3 out of 5. It's okay, Tara. You're not 3 out of 5. You're 5 out of 5, okay? You don't care. Okay? Why were you meowing? But, Tara, don't tell me you're getting horny again. Enough with the nomin. namen. You can nom your food. I gave you a can of food this morning. So, yeah, and also with Sonic Unleashed, that is notorious as one of the worst concepts ever thought of. And it's possibly my favorite Sonic game. Because it's really fun to play if you just accept it for what it is. And don't think that I am just insane. Well, maybe think that. But when they first were showing the CGI trailer for Sonic Unleashed, and Sonic turns into a werehog, believe me, I facepalmed. And I said, damn it, Sega, it looks so good. Why did you do that? You just fucked this up. And in a way, sales-wise, they might have. Well, actually not sales-wise. At the time, Sonic Unleashed was actually the highest-selling Sonic game ever made. So, well, reviews, well, hell, they weren't going to review it good anyway. It was a Sonic game. Of course it wasn't going to get good reviews. I don't know, maybe they played it right. Point is, gameplay-wise, what was the combat like? Kind of like God of War. So, horribly, terribly done, shitty gameplay. Like God of War, the best combat ever made. Anyway, the platforming in Werehog, it was sort of, similar to Donkey Kong 64. Another horrible, terrible, unplayable game. Right? That's how it works. Unplay. And the daytime stages, those were absolutely fantastic, right? Well, yeah, they were kind of like most Sonic games, in which case there were plenty of times when there was there was one stage I remember where it was just jumping on this rail to that rail to that rail. It was like the stage was a minute and a half long, but it just starts out and kills you, and starts out and kills you, and starts out and kills you. Eventually I can get past that, but things like that personally frustrate me, and the Werehog stages didn't have those problems. But if you listen to IGN, the daytime stages, fucking fantastic. Best Sonic ever. The Werehog stages, absolutely terrible. So, out of 10, 3. Well, considering the daytime stages take up about 20% of the gameplay because you zip through them so fast, maybe that is understandable. But, yeah. I was waiting for Aliens Colonial Marines for Wii U. And I don't know if I'm going to keep waiting for it or if I am going to pick it up on PC. Because for Wii U, I'm going to have to get a capture card in order to be able to get the footage and all that. And I was hoping that it was going to come out on Wii U at the same time it came out on PC and 360 and PS3, but that evidently did not happen. Oh well. But I reserve my judgments for Aliens Colonial Marines until after I get to play it. Before then, I'm trying to avoid reading any reviews of Aliens Colonial Marines because I don't want to influence my opinion when I finally get my hands on the game. And I'm going to judge it for what it is. Simple enough. What else? Decker and Dragons. Yeah. That was honestly something I just did on a whim. I didn't have anything planned, but I wanted to do something bigger than I had been doing with the blogs and the updates and stuff, and a couple of commentaries here or there. A blooper reel was really complex, and I just really wanted to put more effort into something for an update. And the funny thing with Decker and Dragons is, going into it, me and the twins, we had no idea what the hell we were going to do. I just said, let's do a little comedy skit with the D&D. Because we play that a bit here and there, and when I'm DMing, honestly, they do pull the craziest shit out of their hats. Which is funny, because they don't wear hats. Wear bandanas sometimes, not hats. Anyway, they they came up with some of their own stuff there, and I was trying to balance it and trying to figure out how I was going to edit it. And as we were filming it, we were pretty much writing it on the go. It was almost entirely ad-lib, just trying to get everything together. And I was happy with how it came out, but I'm also a little surprised to hear that there is some demand for more of them. And now I've got another one planned already because of that. I was thinking, well, what could I do to follow up? And then I realized the Reaper Minis, they still gotta come. I could easily do something after they arrive. So that's not going to be something very soon. But it is something that I'm definitely thinking about, and I'm not entirely sure exactly where that's going to lead everything. I haven't written anything down for that, but it's a lot more planned already than the first one was. And I was thinking about changing the title up a bit because, yeah, it's me with my name on it. Except I'm only 1/3 of the actors in it, so Nico Twins and the Mimic, they might want a little name in the title, or just give it a generic name and then you can tell who's in it afterwards, rather than just me gloating. I'm Decker and I'm so great. Watch me. Yes. No, Tara, you don't have to watch me. You don't watch the things on YouTube anyway. Which brings up the next thing on the list, actually. The people who have just recently subscribed to me, which is actually quite a lot, might not know this, but I've been on hiatus for a while. Wednesday is my usual upload date, not Thursday. Those are my those are the backlog episodes of Decker Shado. And Tara, what the hell are you doing in the closet? Oh, you're not in the closet, you're right outside the closet cleaning your paws. Okay. Yeah, I've been on hiatus for a while, so I've just been doing my backlog, which I guess fortunately, since I've been hit with so many DMCA claims on YouTube, was 4 months behind, so it still had plenty, even though I've been on hiatus for over 2 months. I still have more episodes coming out brand new on YouTube, and I hope to get back to actually publishing episodes again soon, and I won't have to have the backlog be as long as it was before. So, but when I get to publishing new episodes, new reviews, one thing that I was thinking of doing, which would be a slight change for my YouTube subscribers that view my new episodes by following the trailer to the link. The way I was doing it all this time was you have the trailer video, and in the trailer video description is the link to the episode on the Blip show page. And by doing this, I was actually able to... Yeah, I know, Tara. What do you... Why are you numbing my nose? Why do you numb my nose? No, there's not enough of it to go around. It does not grow back. I'm not a lizard. You are getting horny, aren't you? Ah, great. So, Tara, stop it. Oy. Yeah, that was awkward. So, yeah, I'd have the trailer videos up, and it would say link in description, and in the description you would have the link to the episode on Blip, and it would send you to Blip, and it would load the Blip show page. Well, it would load inside my Blip show page with all the Blip advertisements on the side, and the player, and there's the episode right there. And that way I can make a couple of cents off of my episodes, whereas on YouTube, they require that fair use isn't good enough despite the fact that it's perfectly legal, and therefore I need full written signed consent from all the copyright holders, and I need to fax that to Google so that they can say, okay, you're allowed to monetize this content. Otherwise, the only content I can monetize is stuff like this. Because, yes, I own me. Although sometimes YouTube does get that confused as well, and I've sent them a few very angry messages after they've blocked something like this. So, yeah, a few of them they still haven't unblocked. Anyway, the slight change that I'm contemplating, that I'm most likely going to do, is just going to be that instead of the link in the description going to the Blip page, it's going to go to Manic Expression. And by that, I'm going to post my video on the Manic Expression website in an embedded player. And therefore, when you click on the link, it'll go straight to the post on Manic Expression with the embedded player, with the episode that you are looking for. And with that, I'm hoping that I can kind of help out Manic Expression a little bit more than I've been doing, because James, who is in charge of Manic Expression, he's a great guy, and he's worked with me a lot and everything, and he's understood my lack of time to get the documentary out as quickly as we've all hoped. And I've always wanted to give a little something back to the Manic Expression community. And yeah, I have the little Manic Expression splash image and music at the end of my videos, but that doesn't do too much. If the viewer even figures out that that's a website and it is manicexpression.webs.com somehow, what are the chances that they would ever go to it? And I'm not saying that I'm trying to force everyone to go and you must go through Manic Expression to get to me. Yes, you must go to the Manic Expression website, but it will be right at the player, and therefore the difference between that and going to the Blip page to get to the player, it's just going to be exactly which web page the embed is on. But on Manic Expression, instead of it loading the Blip ads, it will load the Manic Expression ads on the side, and that will keep the potential revenue, the couple of cents there, in the Manic Expression community. And also, instead of it showing a bunch of shit that you would never want to watch anyway, and then my shows on the bottom, it would show the sidebar with Manic Expression's most recent blogs and videos. The whole community, the four of those, and if any of that might interest you, then yay. That's pretty much just a little minor thing, but I figured I'd bring it up now because it's on my mind, and I've spoken to James about it, and he's okay with it, but I don't think he would not be. But yeah, in the case of my general viewers on YouTube, that would be the only real change there is on my newest videos. The link would go to the post on Manic Expression instead of the episode on Blip. Even though it's going to be the same episode, it's going to be the Blip embedded player, and if you want to comment on Blip, they have that inside the player. Whereas on Manic Expression, they also have the comments below it for Manic Expression, which, since Blip does not bother to email me or notify me in any way when there are comments on my videos on Blip, and in fact, if I go to check, it will tell me 0 until I play the fucking video, then I see the comments. Yeah, it's probably an easier way to post, aside from just posting on YouTube on the comments. But, yeah, that covers that. And one last thing. Let me check, unless it's not loading right on my phone again. Should be able to check rather quick. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 more subscribers since I've been sitting down. And Pansert says, I didn't know Kenny G reviewed movies. Interesting. I didn't know that. Wait a minute. Oh, Tara is using her makeshift bed out of one of the moving boxes and a pile of blankets. And it looks like, no. My Android, by Google, can't load YouTube, by Google. Thank you. With those 4 more right now, that probably brings me to about 970 subscribers, give or take. So I'm getting very close to the 1,000 subscriber mark. And I know there's usually a yay 1,000 subscribers video, and I have no idea what to do for that. It's too early for the second Decker and Dragons, and I've been so busy with other things, and it's kind of crazy. I'm happy that I've gotten all the subscribers that I have, but the fact that I've gotten... I'm about to cross the 1,000 subscriber mark, and I haven't made a new review in over 2 months. And I still got cars. I move out to the middle of nowhere, and there's still cars. Well, thank you all for watching, thank you all for subscribing, and bear with me as I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm feeling around in the dark, and I really want to get back to doing full reviews sooner rather than later, and so close on that documentary, yet so far.